Hi, this is Joel Persinger, the Gun Guy. Thanks for watching my videos. I really do appreciate it. I'm out here on the P2K Range again and ready to show you the third gun that I carry concealed. And it's the one I carry the least because it's the biggest, but there are certain times when I do carry this gun because that's when I'm really concerned that I might be in a dangerous situation and I'm dressed appropriately. Maybe I'm working in executive protection detail and I'm wearing a sport coat or a suit jacket or some sort of coat that can easily cover up the gun, and I'm in a position where I feel like, you know what, I really might need a full-size handgun that I have a lot of control on, that is very easy for me to shoot accurately, and I don't have to worry about having a diminutive gun. Now, I've already talked about the Taurus Model 85 that I carry most of the time, just day-to-day work, going to the office and running around and going doing the things that I do for work. And then I talked about the Springfield XD subcompact 40 that I carry when things are a little bit more serious than that. But this is the gun that I'll carry when I know I have a way to cover it up and I know that I might be in a more serious situation. And that's this gun, the Springfield XD full size 40. Now, again, the gun is unloaded. I unloaded it ahead of time, but let's check. We have an unloaded magazine, and let's check the chamber. Yes, the chamber is unloaded. I can see it, I can feel it, stick my finger in the mag well. Yeah, the gun is completely unloaded, so we have a safe firearm to talk about. Now, this is a full-size 40. You'll notice a couple of things about it. One, unlike the XD subcompact, the grip is a full-length grip. Now, I have this additional little grip over the top of it, which gives me these finger grooves. I discovered this somewhat accidentally here at the P2K Range. I was shooting the gun, and I felt like, wow, you know, the grip's just a little too small for me. I'm kind of a big guy. And one of the employees here, Susan, mentioned to me, you might want to try this because it really works for a lot of people. So I bought one, cost me about 10 bucks, put it on there. It doesn't move, but it's really nice. It gives me those finger grooves. So if you have a Springfield XD and you don't have the XDM, which unfortunately in California, the XDM at this point is not on the approved roster of guns you can buy, then you can pick up a little slip-on thing like this. I mean, that thing doesn't move at all, but because my hands are big, it gives me a little bit bigger grip and it gives me those finger grooves, and I really like that. Now, I took a NRA law enforcement pistol instructor course with this, and I shot it the whole week, and I was very comfortable with it. Then I went out to Front Sight, and I took a 4-day defensive pistol course with it, and same thing with this, and I just loved it. It was awesome, and it really helped me with the gun, made the gun fit me just that much better. Now, if you have small hands, obviously, you don't want to use something like that. Again, thinking about the XDs, I like them because I'm a 1911 shooter, and I've carried a 1911 for work for most of my adult working life, or a lot of it anyway, and I became very accustomed to the grip angle. That's the angle, the difference between the angle of the slide and the angle of the grip. It's the way that comes off of there. Some of them are a little forward, some of them are a little back, and so on. This particular pistol, the XD series, mirrors that 1911 grip angle. So I'm so accustomed to that after years of shooting 1911s, almost religiously, if you want to call it that, that I naturally point this gun well because it has that grip angle. Now, if you're used to the grip angle of a Glock, you're going to find that Glocks point really well for you. Same thing with a Smith Wesson M&P or whatever. Grip angle is important from the standpoint of where do the sights land automatically when you put the gun out in front of you. For me, a grip angle that's similar to or close to that of a 1911 really works really well for me. And that's why I like the XD series. I also like the grip safety because I'm accustomed to that. Again, I'm a 1911 shooter, and I like that little bit of extra safety. There's a lot of debate as to whether it's good or bad. Some people hate them, some people love them. You know, it's like anything else. I like them, and I've never had any issues with them not depressing. So I like them, and so I prefer having that there. And then, as I said with the XD subcompact, I like having the ability to feel that that the gun is cocked by feeling the striker has poking out there a little bit. I can see it, and I can also reach up and feel it. I like the fact that it has the loaded chamber indicator that actually pops up. It's not visual, although I can see it, but I can also touch it. Some of them are visual only. So if I'm in the dark, I can't reach over and feel that and make sure that the gun's loaded. I have to do a press check. Well, this way I don't have to do a press check. I can just reach over and feel it and know that there's a round in the chamber. I can do a press check too if I want, but it's kind of nice for me to be able to do that. And there are some other things I like about the gun as well. I like the ambidextrous magazine releases. As I've mentioned a couple of times in my videos, my son, whom I dearly love and who helps me with this project, is left-handed, and Nick is very left-handed. So when he's shooting my guns, it's really nice if we have the ambidextrous mag releases. It just makes life a lot easier for him. And, you know, I also have some left-handed friends and so on. But if you happen to be a southpaw, this is a great option for you because you don't have to worry about flipping the thing back and forth. If people that you also shoot with might like to shoot your gun, the mag release is on the ambidextrous side. There's one here and there's one here. It doesn't matter. You poke either one and the mag's going to come out. So this is the gun that I'll carry when when I'm dressed appropriately, that I know I can conceal it, and I might want to have a gun that's a little bigger, a little better handling, a little longer sight radius, and I'm going to be in a position where I might actually have to use it, and I'm going to be someplace pretty serious. This is probably the gun I'll carry. And then oftentimes if I'm carrying this, I'm carrying something else as a backup. I'm one of those people who believes in a New York reload. That's when you have a second gun. You don't have to reload this one, just reach over and get the other one. Or if this gun is damaged or doesn't work or something, I have a backup. So I'll tend to do that too if I'm working in a situation where I'm carrying a gun in an area or in a place where I think I might actually have to use it. God forbid, I hope I never do. So there you go, there's the XD full size. Again, this is the XD, not the XDM, because those unfortunately are not available to me in the state of California, but the XDs are, and I think they're terrific pistols. Now, if you want to send me an XDM for me to review, you can send it here to the P2K Range, and I'm happy to do that. We'll ship it right back to you. So if it's something that you want to do, that's fine. You can do that. Just contact me on my website or through YouTube here, and we can do that. So let's take this on the range. I'm going to shoot it for you a little bit, and you'll see how well they shoot, and then we'll talk about it very briefly at the end of the video. Let's try the soda cans first, see if we... Seems like if I stack them on top of each other and hit them with a 40, they both blow up. So let's try the one on the right and see if the left one will stay there. Oh, it didn't. We'll have to go get it, put it back up. That's a bummer. Well, a couple more in the target here. And don't forget the ever popular 2-liter. Oh! Well, we can't let that can get away like that. Those things are not allowed to escape. Let's see if I can hit it. Here we go. Oh, now that's the way it's supposed to work. So that's the Springfield XD40 full size. Now, as I've mentioned with the XD40 subcompact, these do come in multiple calibers, 45, 9mm, and so on. I bought the 40 because in the industry that I'm in, 40 and 9mm are the more common calibers for semi-automatic handguns in the security and protective services industry. And so that's what I bought this for. And then I also bought the subcompact in 40 because I knew I could use the magazines from this gun in the other one. And they stick out a little bit, but that gives me kind of an extra little room for my pinky. So in an effort to try to keep the guns somewhat similar, I went ahead and bought the 40 in the full size and the 40 in the subcompact. And that's worked out really, really well for me. Now, obviously, if I bought a 9mm here and I bought a 9mm there, or 45 and 45, whatever. But 40 is a real common caliber for what I do, and it seems to fit really well, and it shoots really well, and it's really got a lot of gas on it. So I kind of like it for that reason. Now, the other thing about these is, in selecting not just the gun, but also the way that I carry them, I carry 3 different guns, and now this is the third of the 3 videos. I carry a Taurus Model 85 snubby most of the time when I'm just going about my business day. And then I carry the subcompact XD40 when things are a little bit more serious where I might be working. And I carry this one if I'm dressed appropriately and can actually conceal it when I know things are more serious. But in each case, I carry them in the same brand and same style of holster. Now, this gun and the XD subcompact both fit in exactly the same holster. The Taurus Model 85 fits in a revolver holster, but it's the same brand and same style. And the reason I do that is because when I'm clearing a garment or reaching under a garment and I'm going to get that gun, I want the angle that I'm reaching to get that gun, the cant or the angle of the holster, to be exactly the same no matter what gun I'm reaching for. I want that gun to feel the same when I'm carrying it. I want everything to be the same, because if I have a different angle of the gun or a different type of holster, then I'm used to one thing with one gun, one with another, and I have to change it all the way around. And I carry a gun for a living, so it's important for me to make sure that I can always get that gun, not have to think about it. It needs to be out and available and working immediately without my having to give any thought to it at all. And that's why I practice a lot, I train a lot, and I go and I do things at front sight, and I do things with the NRA and those things. Now, if you're carrying a gun and it's not for work, it's for your personal defense, guess what? Either way, it's for your personal defense. And I encourage you, if you have multiple guns that you carry, try to make sure that you're carrying them, if you're carrying them in a strong side hip holster or whatever kind of holster, get the same brand and same model of holster for each gun. Even though the gun may change, the angle, the positioning of the gun, and everything else is the same. And it makes it easier for you to train one way to get that gun each time. And that's what I do. Now, that has worked very well for me over the years. And that's why I like these guns. They're the same. I reach for this one, I reach for the XD subcompact. It's the same feel. The different one is, of course, the snubby, but I practice with it a lot and it works really well for me. Again, Springfield XD 40 or full-size Springfield XD in whatever caliber, great firearm. This thing has run like a Swiss watch from the day that I've got it. I put thousands of rounds through it in training. I've never had it give me a problem. It has always run extremely well, so I can highly recommend them. They are very durable, darn near indestructible, and they always go bang. And for a self-defense or defensive pistol, that's a really good thing. Thank you again for watching my videos. I really appreciate the fact that you do. Please like, subscribe. The thing is up here. That helps us grow, and we want to grow the channel and make it more robust for you. We have equipment we'd like to buy. We have some lighting we'd like to buy and those kind of things. And as the channel grows, we can afford to do that. So help us out by subscribing. I would really appreciate that, and watching our videos. Please share us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr, and all those other wonderful places on the internet. And if you haven't joined the National Rifle Association and you like watching gun videos and you don't happen to be a member, my feeling is you ought to be. And so I'm going to put a link right here for you to join the NRA if you'd like to do that. It'll save you a little bit of money, and you can join the NRA for a year for less than the cost of a box of ammunition. If you don't see the link, it's probably because on your phone or your tablet or something it doesn't display. I get it. Just go down to the description on the video and you can join there if you'd like to do that. Also, last but not least, come on down to the P2K Range. If you happen to be in San Diego sometime, stop on by, look for me. I'm here a lot. I teach here. And if you happen to see me, come on over and say hi. I would love to meet you. And maybe if I'm not wrapped up with a class or something, maybe you and I can shoot together. That would be really cool. Have a great week, and please be safe.